Nextthink and the creators of the Dex show, it's parallel. One IT story told week by week. Because technology problems don't happen in isolation or by themselves. They happen in parallel. I'm Tim Flower. In our first episode, we uncovered the mysterious theft of productivity at Zentech. A rogue script, phantom processes, and employees caught in the crossfire. But what if I told you this wasn't just bad luck or a simple system failure? What if it was deliberate? Today we follow a trail left by a single vandal, a criminal that leaves no trace behind, one known only as the Undocumented Change. What we uncover may change everything we thought we knew about Zentech's crisis, and possibly about the very foundation of workplace technology itself. It started in a meeting room somewhere deep in the heart of Zentech's IT department. A team of engineers huddled over a shared monitor trying to trace the origins of strange symptoms happening randomly around the enterprise. I decided to talk with Pam, the IT lead at Zentech.
We knew the symptoms weren't happening without reason, but we couldn't find any change control that would have caused them. It wasn't part of any deployment logs, no version control, no sign-off. It was just like these problems just appeared.
That's when someone on the team considered a remote possibility. Perhaps this was a change that had been made without an official change request, without documentation. A change that didn't exist in the official system of record and obviously wasn't reviewed by the CAB. Who knows what kind of testing had been done? Dina runs the CAB, a group of cross-domain experts trained to look at the impact of changes and also enforce the process of making changes.
We call them UCs, undocumented changes, small changes used to happen all the time, because tech teams believed they were harmless. But they were outlawed because some of them can really cause significant damage. And this could be one of them. Not only did the CAB not know about it, but no one from the service areas knew about it either.
So was this just a small change causing big issues? Or was something else going on? Was it a glitch? Or was it really sabotage? And the change wasn't just logging errors anymore, it was tracing intent. To get more visibility into this behavior, the team turned to Zentech's Dex platform. Fred is the Dex lead for the company and gets involved when others can't figure out complicated problems.
So the platform gave us something we knew was going to be invaluable, and that's timestamps of the symptoms. And those symptoms, they started as soon as GPOs were processed on devices Monday morning. So we could trace it back to a specific GPO edit made at 3:14 a.m. on a Sunday morning by someone with admin level credentials. And we could prove that the results we were seeing across all departments on Monday morning were caused by this edit, right? Okay, so great. But here was the kicker. The credentials were tied to an employee who hadn't worked here for 5 years.
The change was small, insignificant on the surface. A single line of code added to a GPO, buried deep in the infrastructure. But the effects rippled outward like throwing a pebble into a still pond.
It redirected processes on our devices in ways we couldn't predict. CPU usage spiked, network latency increased, and it only targeted certain employees. Executives, client-facing teams, people who couldn't afford downtime.
And while IT scrambled to uncover the mystery, employees at Zentech were starting to lose hope. Productivity was plummeting, client relationships were fraying, and IT's reputation was on the line. So I went to one of their field offices to talk with an impacted employee.
We were just tired. The help desk would fix one problem and 2 more would pop up. Every time they fixed something, something else would break. And I can't afford that, so I usually don't even call. They're good people, but it's like they're playing whack-a-mole with my job on the line.
At the same time, whispers began to circulate among the staff. Whispers about sabotage. About someone working against the company from within. It was just too strange that IT couldn't solve this. Ella shared something that many in IT had also feared. Declining trust.
People started pointing fingers. Maybe it was someone in IT, or maybe an old employee trying to get revenge. It made you paranoid just not knowing what was going on, and as much as we need the IT teams to support us, We started to question our trust in the department.
The paranoia wasn't entirely unfounded. The DEX team's investigation of the credentials used to make the change led them to a name: Sarah Green, a former Zentech employee, terminated after a high-profile data breach. But here's the thing. Sarah Green disappeared 5 years ago. No social media, no job history, nothing on LinkedIn. It was like she never existed.
It felt like a dead end. But then we found something else, an encrypted file, on the same domain controller. It didn't seem to be part of the rogue GPO, but there was an encrypted call being made to an external source somehow. And then we decrypted it. And that's really when things got kind of weird.
Weird because the file didn't contain code. It contained a manifesto.
It was kind of like reading a diary. Someone talking about how technology was ruining the workplace, how the systems we relied on were enslaving us, and how it was time to fight back.
Was Sarah Green the saboteur, or was she just a pawn in something larger? As the team continued their investigation, they began to uncover patterns that stretched far beyond Zentech. Undocumented changes, rogue scripts, crashes that didn't make sense, and a reference to something that kept appearing over and over again: the Foundation.
It's bigger than Zentech. It's bigger than us. This is systemic, and it's been happening for years. 35 years by one estimate, but what is the Foundation? And why are they targeting companies like us?
The DEX team found one clue that allowed them to solve a problem and get rid of a bad GPO, but opened up a whole host of other issues happening in the dark. Next week, we'll dig deeper. We'll talk to some former employees, some experts, and maybe, just maybe, we'll find out who's really behind the manifesto found from an undocumented change.